The courtroom was silent, until a small voice broke through the tension. "Your Honor," she said, standing on her tiptoes to reach the microphone, "if you free my dad, I'll heal you." The entire room erupted in muffled laughter. The judge frowned, the lawyers exchanged glances, and the guards tried to hold their composure. No one believed a little girl could change anything in that courtroom. But within moments, the same people who mocked her would be in tears. If this story touches your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because what you're about to hear is a reminder that miracles sometimes wear the smallest shoes. The single dad's name was Daniel Hayes, a decorated war veteran who returned home with a shattered knee, haunted nights, and a heart heavy with memories he wished he could forget. After losing his wife to cancer, Daniel's world centered around one person, his 8-year-old daughter, Lily. She was bright, full of imagination, and somehow always found a way to make her father smile, even on the hardest days. But life wasn't kind to Daniel. He worked odd jobs, mechanic by day, janitor by night, barely scraping enough to keep food on the table. When his landlord raised the rent, Daniel fell behind. And when he refused to leave the home his late wife had decorated, the landlord pressed charges for trespassing and property damage after a misunderstanding turned ugly. Now, Daniel sat in court, hands trembling, facing months in jail. The prosecutor painted him as unstable, aggressive, and a danger. They ignored the medals pinned to his chest, the limp he carried, the nightmares that followed him from battlefields oceans away. Lily, sitting in the front row clutching a worn teddy bear, didn't understand all the legal words. She just knew her daddy might be taken away. The judge, Eleanor Mason, known for her iron discipline and sharp skepticism, looked down at Daniel with weary eyes. She'd seen hundreds of cases like this before, veterans broken by a system that forgot them. But rules were rules, and the evidence was stacked against him. When the prosecutor finished, Daniel's public defender stood. "Your Honor," he said quietly, "my client has something to say." Daniel rose slowly, the limp more pronounced under stress. "Ma'am," he began, voice steady but heavy with pain, "I'm not asking for mercy. I just want you to understand, I wasn't fighting anyone. I was protecting what's left of my family. My daughter, she's all I have." The judge's face softened for just a moment, but duty overruled sympathy. She started to deliver her verdict when Lily suddenly stood, interrupting. "Please, Your Honor," she shouted, "if you free my dad, I'll heal you." The room froze. Eleanor Mason blinked, unsure what she'd just heard. "Heal me," she repeated. "Yes," Lily said, clutching her teddy. "You look sad. Daddy says people who look sad need healing, not punishment." A quiet laugh rippled through the courtroom. Some officers tried not to smile. The prosecutor rolled his eyes. "Your Honor, this is absurd." But the judge raised a hand. Something about that little girl's sincerity disarmed her. "What do you mean by healing, child?" Lily looked down, then up with eyes so innocent it hurt. "My mom used to say love is the best medicine. Daddy gives love even when he's hurting. If you let him go, he'll fix cars for people who can't pay. He fixes things, not breaks them. That's how he heals." The judge went silent. No one dared speak. Daniel's eyes glistened with tears he couldn't hide. Later, when court recessed for lunch, Judge Mason sat alone in her chambers, staring at an old photograph on her desk, a photo of her son, who never came home from deployment. For the first time in years, she felt something crack inside her. Armor. That little girl's words echoed in her mind. "You look sad, people who look sad need healing." When the session resumed, the atmosphere had changed. The judge's tone softened. "Mr. Hayes," she said, "given your service record and lack of prior offenses, I'm willing to offer an alternative sentence, community service and counseling instead of jail." Gasps filled the courtroom. Daniel froze, disbelief flooding his face. Lily jumped up, clapping her tiny hands. "You mean, Daddy can come home?" The judge nodded, smiling faintly. "Yes, he can." Tears streamed down Daniel's face as he knelt beside his daughter. "You did it, sweetheart," he whispered. "You healed her." But the story didn't end there. Months later, Judge Mason visited a local veterans center for an outreach event. There she found Daniel, volunteering, repairing broken wheelchairs, fixing old cars for free, serving meals to fellow veterans. Lily was beside him, passing plates and humming. Eleanor approached quietly. Daniel looked up, surprised but welcoming. Your Honor, he said warmly. She smiled. It's Eleanor. I wanted to thank you. I didn't realize how much healing I needed. Lily ran up and hugged her without hesitation. Told you so. She giggled. That moment, captured in a photo by a local journalist, spread online, the little girl who healed a judge. It became a story of hope, redemption, and the power of innocence to touch even the hardest hearts. By the end of that year, Judge Mason started a program called Operation Second Chance, helping veterans rebuild their lives through community work instead of punishment. Daniel became one of its coordinators. And Lily, well, she became the program's youngest volunteer. Sometimes, healing doesn't come from medicine or laws. It comes from love, the kind so pure it changes everything it touches.